Well, hopefully this is all working. Let's see. Okay. What up? I'm back. It has been a long time. It's good to see everybody. Hope everybody's doing okay. Uh, like I said in a couple posts and stuff, I've been working forest fires here in Alaska for a while. Thanks, George. Appreciate it, dude. It's been a while since I've been doing this. I'm happy to be home. It's great to be back to some form of civilization. um, Being out on the fires is cool. Like I said, it's kind of a satisfaction type of thing for me. It really is a good time. As much as a good time as you can have. Uh, you know, being in a fire. There was a huge thunderstorm that swept through the entire state. Now, Alaska's huge, and those of you that don't know, go look on the internet, Google it. The sheer size of this state is unreal. Um, and we had a huge thunderstorm go through the almost the entire state. And as it went through, it went through fast, but when it did, it started tons of fires due to lightning. Lightning strikes everywhere, and we had something ridiculous like 300 something fires in the state, and a bunch of them joined together, and we had some huge fires and some smaller ones. And I was actually on two separate fires for the last month and a half. And what I do is I got a cool job. I drive around in a big water tanker, but the water tanker has a huge remote controlled water cannon on it. And what I do is I'm support. I run around to firefighters on the ground that need help, and they point, they tell me where to shoot, and then I start shooting water. It's the coolest job ever. Super satisfying to be able to help. What's up, Costa Aquaville? What's up, buddy? How you guys doing? It's the best thing that I get to do every year. I've been doing it for a few years now, and it's just it's 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 gratifying to know that I'm doing something to help. And like I said, I enjoy it. And the company that I normally work for, I'm a truck driver. That company is the owner is the guy that does the calls for the fires. So whenever I get a call, oh no, I'm going in and out. Let me see here. See if I can figure that out. I don't know. I'm not having any issues over here. We'll just see how it goes. Let me know if it continues. Um, anyway, I'm back. I've been following what's been going on with the Dolphins, so I'm not like out of the loop. Um, but there is a bunch of stuff that I wanted to talk about. Uh, okay. Yeah, apologies about the sound. Right, like I said, I when I got back, I upgraded and bought a brand new entire system, a new computer, new monitors, new keyboard, mouse, new microphone, everything. So it's been a struggle to kind of get everything going again. Hopefully, if it gets too bad, let me know and I'll see what I can do about it. But right now, I don't see anything visibly wrong over here. What's up, Elwood? How you doing? Uh, but man, the Dolphins. Okay, we've had some issues. We've had some worries, correct? Some things that everybody was kind of worried about. Do we have enough offensive line depth? What are we doing at uh, cornerback, especially? That was the huge thing for me was cornerback, and then we got these. We did some things to improve the situation. Chris Greer, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but he was actually cooking. Um, did a couple things that I really liked, and I just wanted to start out with this with the two players that we picked up for cornerback. I man, Jack Jones, we know he's got some issues, right? We know he's had some off the field issues. We know that last year wasn't really great for him. And we need to think about a couple things there with Jack Jones. Number one, Jack Jones was in a horrible situation in in Las Vegas. The team that he was playing for, and more importantly, the defense that he was a part of, not a good fit for him. Now, having him in a situation with Miami with the base 3-4 defense and the heavy zones that we run, I think this is going to be a good thing for Jack Jones. Also, he is good in coverage, in man coverage. So having Jack Jones, big addition. I like it. I think he's going to step up this year. I mean, he's definitely going to be on the team, and I would expect him to have some heavy contributions. Yes, I'm going to get to Brunskill. Don't worry about that, because that's, I'm a lineman guy, so got some things to talk about there too. But at cornerback, we added Jack Jones. That was a fantastic addition. Let's see. I did want to talk about Minka too. Minka. I mean, adding Minka to the safety room, that's huge for us. I mean, I can't even say much more than that. Minka Fitzpatrick is a consummate professional. I remember a few months ago saying specifically that I did not see any way that Minka Fitzpatrick would ever come back to the Dolphins. And we were joking about it on one of the live streams. And then we find out that Minka Fitzpatrick is a Dolphin again. And I was blown away by it. Actually, when I first heard, I did not believe it. I was like, no way. No way this is happening. But if you look at the free safety room, Minka Fitzpatrick, you got Iffy, Elijah Campbell. I mean, Ashton Davis, I know he's hurt, and we'll talk about that in a second. But Dante Trader Jr. should be back before we head to Chicago for team practices with them. I think we're looking at, and Patrick Morris, who is getting better and better every time he touches the field. I like our safety room. Our safety room is actually good. I'm not saying just okay. I'm saying they're good. Now, for the other cornerback, we added Mike Hilton. If you're not excited about Mike Hilton, then I don't know what to say, because Mike Hilton is one of those cornerbacks that I wanted. I actually mentioned him at the end of the year, that he was one of those cornerbacks that we should look for. Is he an all-star, all-pro player? No, not necessarily. I wouldn't put him in that category. But it's a good, solid addition, and he could be a starter or a backup player easily. Like these are two players that are going to make the team. There's no way, as long as they stay healthy, that Jack Jones and Mike Hilton don't make the team. They're going to be there, and they're going to be heavy contributors. Ashton Davis did get hurt. Oh, great. Now my dogs are barking like crazy. What do we got? Oh, we got Amazon here. Sorry, guys. They'll calm down in a second. Ashton Davis did get hurt in practice today. The first pad practice of the day, Ashton Davis got hurt. Horrible. He limped off the field. He had looked like it was his ankle. And then he came back out near the end of practice. That doesn't bode well, at least in my opinion. I'm not a doctor, and there's no way that they got definitive results on what is totally wrong with him that quick. So I think the boot and the crutches, probably a little bit of preventative measures, but at the same time, if it requires those kind of preventative measures, I'm going to go ahead and expect him to not be okay. I'm expecting some harsh news there. We'll see what happens with him. I'm sure we're going to find out some information in the next couple of days. But I'm not terribly worried about that too much. If we didn't have Minka Fitzpatrick, I'd be a little more concerned about Ashton Davis. I do like Ashton Davis a lot. I like what he brings to the table. I like his attitude and his work. I like the way he plays. So hopefully it's nothing serious. I'm praying for him. We'll see. Kader Kohu, we don't have any news on him yet. He didn't play today. Obviously, he's injured. He had something happen to his knee. Um, but once again, I wouldn't consider the Kader situation to be season ending right now. Um, but the Ashton Davis one does concern me. A couple positives there. We had Storm Duck come back to practice today. Storm Duck is back after his little couple practices that he missed from injury. And you can expect this. I mean, this is preseason. This happens to every team. So before some people get all worked up and freaked out about, oh, we got so many injuries, just relax. A lot of teams have a lot of injuries. It's just that's part of preseason. It happens. All we can hope for is that a lot of these injuries are small, right? So we're looking at that entire backfield, and I think Minka will have a leadership impact on the secondary like Calais Campbell had for the defensive line. I think so too. I think that's a pretty good point. And having somebody like Minka Fitzpatrick that everybody is going to respect from the second he walks in the door, that's huge. And another thing that I like is during the interview that Minka Fitzpatrick gave to Miami media, he mentioned that I'm not just going to come in and start, telling people what to do. He's like, I need to get a feel for how everybody is. I need to learn people a little bit. I like that attitude, but there's no doubt that Minka Fitzpatrick is going to be the leader of this defensive backfield. There's no way that it's not going to be that way. So I suppose it's just a matter of time, but you've already seen instances on videos during these practices where Minka is leading this team. He's leading this defense. And that's a great thing to see. And he's doing it by setting a lot of examples. I like it. I like the way he's playing. He had the first interception for the defensive backfield in practice, which was an amazing one, by the way. Playing well, looking good. He's in shape. You gotta love it, Right now, and like I said, Iffy is probably going to be back very soon. He's not in any kind of danger of missing the season or anything like that. It's small potatoes injuries for him. Dante Trader, same deal. He'll be back. Dante Trader will be back very soon, by I think a week or two. So I mean, we've got things to look forward to here. Our defensive backfield went from, oh my goodness, what are we going to do, to, hey, this doesn't look that bad. It doesn't. It looks pretty decent. And furthermore, in these practices, the cornerbacks are actually playing well. The safeties are playing well. I mean, are they playing lights out? No, not really. But at the same time, we're watching our offense go against our defense. We shouldn't want either side of the ball to dominate. We don't want that. What you want to see, what you would hope to see during these practices between our team, you should hope to see some back and forth, some ebb and flow, some salt and pepper. Yeah. That's what we should be wanting to see, and I think that's what we're seeing so far. We're seeing a lot of individual player development. We're seeing a lot of things happen. Yeah, I agree. There's some people that are saying Mika lost a step. Maybe he did last year. Maybe he wasn't quite as good last year. But from what I've seen so far, I'm not seeing a lost step anywhere. I'm seeing a baller. And that's great to see. Super happy Storm Duck's back in the rotation and playing well. Like I said, you guys know Storm Duck is my boy. I have done nothing but constantly hope for him to continue to grow. He's done nothing but grow. So, I mean, he's doing well. He's back. He's not injured anymore. Good to see him on the team. Moving down, onto the line for defense. Holy cow, guys. This defensive line is not going to be any kind of joke. That's for sure. And what I'm seeing a lot of on a lot of these videos of our defensive line and how they're setting it up, they're having Jalen Phillips on the inside. And it's crazy to think, but he's doing well. Kenneth Grant is a beast. He's throwing people around. There's even a video of him throwing Jonas Vainaya around, and that's pretty impressive. Like I'm very impressed with how our defensive line is playing, especially Kenneth Grant, Chop Robinson, Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb. Bradley Chubb looks like he never got hurt. Bradley Chubb looks like he hopped in a time machine and went about 4 years back when he played for Denver, and now he's playing. I'm not even going to front on this, and I have Jason Marshall. Yep. He looks good. Yeah, I mean, like I said, looking at our safeties and our cornerbacks and the way they were playing, I'm okay with it right now. This is about as happy as you can be after the first day of padded practice. You know what I mean? Like we've got plenty of practice left, plenty of preseason time for these players to still develop. But at this point, I'm very, very encouraged. The pressure, yes, Kosa, the pressure that we're seeing from the defensive line is unreal. And I just cannot wait to see how we do against some of these other teams. I cannot wait until we see the practices between Chicago and us. I cannot wait to see that. I want to know what our team looks like against somebody that's not our team. Like, I think that our offense is going to be pretty good this year. So, seeing our defense do well against our offense, but not all the time. I'm seeing our offense win plays as well. So, I just can't wait to see us play other teams. But yeah, the defensive line looks very, very good, very fast. Like, I don't see many offensive lines being able to handle the first steps that I'm seeing off of our defensive linemen. Yes, I'm going to get to that, Aqua, for sure. Yep. Yeah, the defense looks well, and I think that credit to Anthony Weaver. He's done a brilliant job with putting this stuff together. And like I said, yes, I can't pretend to not be excited about this. And I don't know how many people remember. I'm not going to do the "I told you so" thing because it's too early. But I don't know how many people remember as the season ended and we got into preseason this year, I said, let's not get too down on this yet. Yes, we have a lot of needs, but let's see what happens. There's room for this to be okay. And as we are sitting right now, we're moving that direction in the way that this might be okay. Now let's talk about linebackers. What up, Josh? How's it going, dude? Let's talk about linebackers just real quick. Like I said, I just want to touch on all these positions and how we're looking and what I'm hearing and seeing, because our defense looks fast, and our defense looks like there's going to be people flying all over the place. And I can't say that without mentioning the mad screamer himself, Willie Gay. Holy cow. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but anytime Willie Gay comes onto the field for practice, he lets out this blood-curdling scream, and it's absolutely hilarious. So if you guys haven't seen that, go look on the Miami Dolphins website and check out Mr. Willie Gay and his screaming like he's dying. It's hilarious. He's just got a lot of emotion, and he's very happy where he's at right now. Willie Gay was not happy where he was last year. He was extremely upset about it, actually. And him being here, he's looking at this as kind of a second chance. And he's flying all over the field. He's making plays everywhere. Everywhere. It's unreal. By the way, guys, if you're watching and you're here, make sure you throw a like down. Help me out. Get this into that, get that showing up more for other people so they can see it too. Willie Gay has played amazing start to finish since camp started. And I think that he's earning himself a very heavy spot on this team. And that's not, all. I mean, Jordan Brooks has been everywhere. He's been playing fantastic lights out football. Jordan Brooks has been, I don't think I've seen or heard him make a bad read yet. He knows this defense. He's a leader of that middle of that defense, and he's showing it. Definitely. Jordan Brooks, Tyrell Dodson, these guys are playing well. And KJ Britt's even been playing well. Like I said, if you look, and here's one more thing. Channing Tindall. I can't believe I'm saying this name. I'm not going to say much about him because I don't want to jinx it. But he flashed a couple times, and it's good to see. That's all I'm going to say. It's good to see Channing Tindall flash a couple times. I like to see it. So, Channing Tindall, if some strange stretcher watching my little itty-bitty channel, thank you for actually putting some effort in this year and playing well. Keep doing what you're doing, buddy. Maybe you'll earn yourself a spot on the team. But what I'm looking at here, especially from the linebacker core, I'm looking at solid, dependable middle linebackers and, well, solid, dependable linebackers all the way through, including our edge rushers. The linebacker room is beastly. Isaiah Johnson, you're hearing... I'm sorry, not Isaiah Johnson, jeez. Cameron Good has been looking pretty decent. I haven't heard much about DaQuan Jackson, but I like our linebacker room. I like who we have there. I don't have much negative to say about the defense. I don't. Even our cornerbacks have been playing well. So I know I'm not, like I said, Josh, I'm not saying Channing Tindall is going to be good this year. I'm just saying he's flashed a couple times. He's made a few plays. And that's about all we can expect from Channing Tindall. I think he knows that he's probably not going to make the team this year. Miss Fins, what's happening? Good to see you in here. But that's basically kind of what I've seen with the defense. I like what I'm seeing. Anthony Weaver is doing his thing. Like I said, when we signed Anthony Weaver to run this defense, I said he's going to be good. I said he knows what he's doing. And I'm just glad that he didn't make a fool out of me. I'm glad that he's doing what he's doing. He's got a good defensive package put together. I like what they're doing. And I like the way that he's experimenting with player positions. I like that he's putting Jalen Phillips around in the middle and letting him have heavy rush. I like that he's doing these things. It's good stuff. Yeah, not as buns as Cam Smith. Yeah, the base defense looks great. I like what they're doing. I'm glad that they're not winning every play, but I'm glad that they're dominating plays as well. Like I said, you want our offense and defense to kind of be, give and take. You want to see them both win stuff here. That implies that we have a good team. If you see the defense dominating everything, Oh, I disagree. This team is not going to win more than 5 games. That's facts. Coach will be fired midway through the season. Ross is a moron. He will keep career. Okay, so first of all, I kind of agree with the whole Ross is kind of a moron with football thing. I get that. I get it. I agree. But this team is not going to win more than 5 games. That's facts. That's not facts. That's an opinion. So, I mean, come on. You can't say something like that and then say it's facts. It's not been decided yet. You have no idea. So, let's just chill with presenting opinion as fact, okay? Yeah, he almost got the New Orleans head coaching job. Yep. I'm glad he didn't take it. I'm glad that he's still here. Yeah, he's got smoked a few times, and like I said, like you said there, like third string type players, not the greatest. And furthermore, if you watch him, he just doesn't look like he cares. He's just kind of nonchalant, just kneeling on the sideline. Everybody else seems to be in and paying attention and involved, and he just doesn't really seem that way. So, I don't know. Cam's just, I think Cam's cooked. And I'm okay with that. If he turns it around and does great, awesome. I'll eat my beans on that one, but I'm not seeing it. So, and we can move over to the offense a little bit here. I will start out with talking about the quarterbacks. Tua is Tua. Tua is going to be your starting quarterback. Love it or hate it, that's how it's going to be. Hopefully, the big thing with Tua is just stay healthy, dude. Stay healthy, win a couple big games, and I'll be a fan. Right now, I want success for him. I want success for every player on this team. So, I want Tua to succeed. That's the bottom. Weaver gets head coaching job and makes Ross look like an idiot again. That's a possibility. And I'll tell you what, Shang, if this team does start out with, a 2-6 record or something like that, or 0-4 or something like that, you could very well see McDaniel get fired. You could very well see it. You never know. But if that does happen, I would hope that they would give the job to Weaver. Goodness, that would be a massive, monumental failure if they don't give that job to Weaver. I feel like if McDaniel isn't there, Weaver definitely deserves that job. And he'll have the respect of the players, more importantly, and the support. So, we don't know how to chill. Sure we do. Sure we do. Everybody's just got to take a breath. It's just. First of all, it's just football. We know, you know, Miss Fins. It's just football. We're not the professionals. We're fans at heart. That is first and foremost. We're fans, right? And we can be passionate, but we got to chill. That's all. It's easier for me to chill because I'm frozen, you know? Ross might be a moron, but from an owner standpoint, he exactly what you want in an owner. He opens his checkbooks whenever you need him and stays out of the way from a football standpoint. That's true. He does stay out of the way for the most part, and I think that's because he doesn't know much about football. And I think that's a good thing. At least he's willing to admit that part, and I do like that he is willing to open up checkbooks for the most part. He's willing to pay, so that's good. That's definitely true. All right, so back to the quarterbacks. Yes. Ooh, quarterbacks. All right. Tua's our starting quarterback. We know that. It's just the way it is. Neither Zach Wilson or Quinn Ewers are going to overtake Tua. Let's just face it. They're just not as good. And it's okay. What I would like to suggest right now from what I'm seeing, Zach Wilson, he's Zach Wilson. He's doing okay. He's having some whoopsies. He's going through a camp with a new team. Quinn Ewers. I like Quinn Ewers. I like him a lot. He is doing very well. He's making some fantastic throws. In fact, the last day of non-padded practice that we had, he threw 3 touchdowns in a row in the red zone. And 2 of them were very, very, very tight throws. I would be totally... Yes, you beat me, Josh. I just was about to say it. Dang it. I want to see Quinn Ewers overtake Zach Wilson. I think that Quinn Ewers has the capability. He has the talent. I want to see him be our number 2 quarterback, especially the way he's been playing. And if he continues to play like that, oh my goodness, give me Quinn Ewers as our number 2. And even though we're paying Zach Wilson $6 million, put him at number 3. I mean, seriously, Ewers is playing well. I know he's only playing against 3rd and 4th stringers. I get it, but he's doing well. And Zach Wilson is playing against 3rd and 4th stringers too. Well, 2nd and 3rd stringers. I don't think there's that much of a difference there. And I really think that Quinn Ewers has outplayed Zach Wilson as of now. The only way to know for sure, though, is to give Quinn Ewers some of those second-team reps. And I think that's coming. I think we're going to see that soon. Yeah, yep. I especially if we have a couple of if we end up losing, a safety and some other things. I think that adding another cornerback or, the tight end situation, we'll talk about that in a second. But that's true. We're looking pretty decent here. I'm not as doom and gloom as a lot of people are, especially with the things that we've done recently. So I like Quinn Ewers. I think that right now, if I had to pick, I would put Quinn Ewers over Zach Wilson. Not starting quarterback, but over Zach Wilson for sure. Yes, and I think that if this continues this way, I think that we're going to have a genuine backup quarterback controversy going on here. And we'll see who earns it with the preseason. Our running back room, Devon Achane has had himself a great camp so far. Jalen Wright's been somewhat quiet, but he's doing okay, and not much bad things, He's making the most of when he gets the ball. But what I did want to talk about was Alexander Mattison. He's making a little bit of noise, not with 20, 30, 40-yard runs. No, not like that. But in these goal line practice situations, he's getting the yards that he's supposed to get. He's getting 3, 4, 5 yards every single time. And I like that. I like the fact that Alexander Mattison is doing what he's supposed to do. Beyond that, you haven't really heard too much about him. Ollie Gordon had a few good plays here and there. He's doing okay. Not much bad for Ollie Gordon. I think he had a fumble one of those days. And I think Jalen Wright did as well. Not today, but days in the past for practice. Like I said, I'm catching up. But I like the way our running backs are looking, especially behind the offensive line that we've put together. I like that it's definitely going to be better than last year for the running game. And that's what I'm looking at right now. I don't like some parts of the offensive line, but we'll talk about that in a second here. Wide receivers, they're doing their things. I'm not even going to front on our wide receivers. I will say D. Eskridge has had a great camp. Great camp. D. Eskridge has done magnificently. And I'm not even going to pretend that I was expecting him to. I wasn't. I was expecting D. Eskridge to kind of not even really make the team, but he's working himself onto a position on this team, and I like it. Eric Ezekama's made a few catches the last few days. The first bit of camp that we've had so far, he hasn't really done much. It's been kind of slow for him, but he has made a few catches, especially today. He had a few instances of some good things happen. So, I don't think Eric Ezekama is going to make the team, unfortunately. I think that experiment is just about over. Theo Weiss had a few good catches here and there. He's looking okay. Not a whole bunch, but I think that Andrew Armstrong is probably going to wind up making the team. I mean, I'm not saying for sure, but he's been heavily involved in a lot of plays in just about every practice. He's heavily involved, and he's making catches. So I think, what's up, Cap? How you doing, buddy? I think that Andrew Armstrong is a dark horse to make this team. We'll see how it all works out, but keep an eye on number 19. I think it's number 19, Andrew Armstrong. He's looking pretty decent. Tight ends. So for tight end, I think this is a situation where we could very well end up seeing a completely different tight end room compared to what we've been seeing. Josh, see you later, buddy. Thanks for coming in. We have Darren Waller. He's still on the physically unable to perform list. You heard what McDaniel said about him. No injuries or anything like that. They're just working him up into joining. He's in shape, but not in football shape, whatever that means. I mean, if you're in shape, if you're in really good shape like he is, and you're not in football shape, seems like you need to put some pads on and go play. But, yeah, I'm not the head coach. So, Darren Waller, Julian Hill, Pharaoh Brown, Tanner Conner. I don't think Tanner Conner is going to make this team. I think that Tanner Conner is out. We'll see, though. I think Pharaoh Brown's definitely going to make the team. He blocks too well. He is by far the best blocking tight end we have. Somebody help me out here. My mind is drawing a blank. Oh, never mind. Noah Fant. We had Noah Fant come in for a visit yesterday, and I hope that we end up signing him. Noah Fant is more of a balanced tight end. He can catch very well, and he can block well. Not the greatest blocker in the world, but he can block. He's one of those tight ends that you can have in at any point during a game, and he'll be able to play. I think that he's going to wind up, if he ends up getting signed, I think he'll definitely be our starter for sure. And Darren Waller will probably make the team too, is provided that he begins to play and starts moving around a little bit. But we'll see. Conyers, I haven't seen anything from him, and I don't think that we're going to. I mean, I was hoping that he would. He had these little flashes of kind of promise, but during practices and stuff just hasn't been working out, and he hasn't even practiced in like 4 days. So he missed like the last 4 practices. So I don't know if he's going to wind up making the team or not, but it is what it is. First day of padded practice. So we can't go too far into the offensive line yet because you need pads on, and we need to see a little bit more bigger body of work from our offensive line in order to really say they're going to be good or they're going to be bad, So what I will say is I think it's a definite improvement over last year. Right now, as it is right now, definite improvement. So with that, we have Patrick Paul, James Daniels, Aaron Brewer, Jonas Savaianaya, and Austin Jackson. Now, Aaron Brewer's been out. He should be back soon. I wouldn't worry too much about him. It's not really anything other than a tissue type issue. So, tissue issue. I wouldn't worry too much about Aaron Brewer. He'll be back when it counts. What I wanted to talk about first is James Daniels. Now, James Daniels today practiced, full practice. And I don't know why, because he's not really cleared for full practice yet. In his interview, he said that he's going to the doctor after practice to get full clearance. So I'm not sure why or how he did it, but he practiced today, and it looked like full practice to me. I mean, he was in on everything. So James Daniels, he favored that foot a little bit, from the injury, but I mean, he looked decent, and he's just going to get better, the more he plays, as long as he stays healthy and continues to improve. So how do you run this type of offense without an above average tight end? Okay, so we're going to talk about that just for a second. I'll go ahead and answer that. If we have our offense and we see our tight end getting a lot of action, a lot of passing plays, heavily involved in that, catching screens and things like that. If our tight end is making a lot of catches, then that means our offense is failing. That's what that means. It's you look at the tight end for this team, and that shows that we're not doing what we're supposed to do on offense. This offense is designed to operate more along the lines of our tight end generally blocking and our 3 wide receiver set making the catches. That depends entirely on our running game. The reason our tight end, like Jonnu Smith last year, and no offense to Jonnu Smith, but the reason that we used him so heavily last year is because we could not run the ball, and we could not keep pass blockers or pass rushers away from Tua long enough for him to make a throw farther than 10 yards down the field. The wide receivers didn't have enough time to get down the field. So if you look at it from that standpoint, we couldn't run the ball. We couldn't pass the ball mid to deep. All we could do was short passes. That's almost all we could do. Now, if we're limited to that certain amount of things, just the short pass, and even using the short pass as an extension of the running game, when we're doing that, we need that extra tight end to go out in the backfield and catch some passes here and there and screens and short passes, because we need all the options we have, since all of our defenders are queuing in on the short pass, because that's all we can do. We couldn't even run the ball in situations where they weren't expecting us to run. We couldn't pass deep because we never had time, even when the defense that we were playing against only rushed 2 or 3, because our linemen were so bad. Tua's arm strength somewhat limits his reads. I'll go along with that, kinda. But that's not the main issue. That's not even the top 5 issues. I wouldn't even say that's an issue right now. If that became something that was glaringly obvious to the point where we needed to deal with it, I'd be happy. Nah, they don't have more holes than Swiss cheese. Pay attention. Man, a little bit of a lockup there. Anyway, we don't really have much to look at for our offensive line. And not yet. We will soon after a few more practices. I like where it started today with padded practice. I like that Patrick Paul and Savaianaya looked good. They played well together. They were dominating. Patrick Paul didn't lose a one-on-one the entire day. Patrick Paul, every single one of his individual one-on-ones today, he destroyed whoever he was up against. And that's what you want to see. Like I said, it's one practice, so I'm not getting too excited about it, but he played very well. James Daniels, like I said, did okay. Hopefully he continues to improve and his foot gets a little better. Jonas Savaianaya played great. He had a bunch of good wins, had a couple losses here and there, but like I said, that's going to happen. That's kind of what you want. You don't want a loss every time or a win every time, because that shows a weakness on the other side. As long as we have some give and take, it's good. Austin Jackson, that's what I wanted to talk about. Austin Jackson needs to step it up. And I was watching TD Fence talk. Definitely 100%. Austin Jackson needs to suck it up and play better. He was not looking good. So that definitely needs to improve. Uh, let's see. Aaron Brewer hasn't been playing. He will be back soon, so we'll see. Uh, I'm worried about the backup center position. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, I don't know. Well, how'd they lose Calais Campbell? I mean, he wanted to go to Arizona. He wanted to go where he started out. He also wanted a pretty decent amount of money, and Miami didn't want to pay it. They were looking to go younger, and I can see the goal. I can see the vision that they had. We went from the oldest team in the NFL to fifth or sixth youngest this offseason. So it's definitely a different thing than what we're used to seeing. And okay, but Raphael, come on, man. You're saying that we lost Calais Campbell because we're not contenders? Where did he go? He went to Arizona. They are not contenders either. They have more holes than Swiss cheese, as some of these comments say. He went to Arizona. Like, that's, yeah, Brunskill can play center, and we'll see how that works out. But we didn't get to see much today. It's only been one practice, so we'll see what happens there. Yeah, we lost Calais Campbell for money and for the fact that he wanted to go where he started his career. It wasn't because we're not contenders. If it was about that, if it was about contenders, he would have gone to Ravens or something like that, or the Eagles or somewhere like that. He didn't. It wasn't about the contender. So from where we're at right now, we look at this team, and we can at least find some encouragement and find some positives in there, and that's good. You don't want to just be totally bummed out about this start to finish. So it's not the end of the world. It's still relatively new in the preseason, so we can't really say too much about what this is all looking like. But I don't know. I can't say either way about that, Raphael. I'm not sure, but he didn't sign with Arizona because he's wanting a contender. I definitely do not see. All right, so looking at this team, and I want you to everybody look me in my eyes. I do not see this team being a 5-win team. I don't see this team being a 7-win team. I see a better team than last year. I know some of you guys don't seem to think that, but I wasn't high on Javon Holland. I wasn't very high on Jalen Ramsey. Because, I mean, they had some good plays here and there, but they weren't shut down. They didn't do much. I wasn't high on Jordan Poyer. I wasn't very high on these players. And our secondary kind of got worked last year. So I don't see us being worse. The world was supposed to end in 2000 and I was deployed overseas and my family was worried. I see us, honestly, from what I'm looking at right now, if I had to pick right now, and keep in mind this is the beginning of the off season pretty much still, or for minicamp or for camp, I don't see. I see a floor for the Miami Dolphins of 8 wins, and I see a ceiling of 12 for Miami. I know it's going to be a hard schedule. We'll see. I'd say 8 to 12 wins, gun to my head, if I had to choose right now. But who knows? We're all able to have different opinions, you know? That's okay. I appreciate people, telling me what they think. What do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about this team? Where we're at right now? How are we looking in you guys' mind? If there's any Jets or Bills fans, which I'm pretty sure there are watching right now, what do you guys think? Where do you guys see this AFC East going this year? I want to hear it. 5 of their best 9 players. I'd be really curious to see you put those 5 players down in the chat. Tell me who. That's a possibility, Raf. I mean, like I said, that's a definite possibility. 8-9 is a possibility, and it's not even that far from, from reality. I don't think that's impossible. That could very well could be. We'll see. I think that we're going to be a better team this year. Do I think we're going to win a playoff game, go to the Super Bowl, win the AFC championship? I don't know, but I think they're better than last year. But it hinges on a few things. It hinges on Tua staying healthy, maybe being able to win a couple big games. That's big. That would make a huge difference. Who knows, though? Oh, man. We went 8-9 with Liam and Jones. Tua hurt. Old D-line. Fuller had the concussions. Yep. Yeah. Jalen Ramsey played average. Yeah. And the safety play we had was horrible. I agree with that. AFC East is wide open this year. Huh. I didn't really thought too much about it, but I suppose you're right. The Jets, who knows what's happening with the Jets, and I'm not going to talk a bunch of crap about the other teams in the AFC East because I don't know. I'm not supremely confident in what we are right now. But I do think the Jets are looking at last place right now. If I had to pick, I think the Jets are looking at last place in the division. I don't think the Bills look very good either. The Bills have a lot of injuries they're dealing with right now. I know it's just preseason, but they do look like they're having some issues. So, who knows? Second place in the AFC East is Dolphins to lose. Yeah. I get along with that too. Hopefully that second place leads to a playoff position, a playoff game. Like I said, what I really want to see this year is I want to see, yeah, well, Clifty, that's possible too. The Patriots are looking a little better this year, but like I said, we don't know yet. I do think the Jets are looking at last place. I agree with you there. I think that Buffalo is going to have a hard time hanging on to this division this year. It's going to be a lot more competitive, and I think Buffalo is going to come out with a few more losses than they're used to. So we'll see, though. Yeah, well, as long as you got Josh Allen, you instantly have a chance to make the playoffs. I mean, drag his team to a playoff appearance. That's a great way to describe it. It's Josh Allen. I mean, he is the best quarterback in the AFC East, and probably top 2 or 3 quarterbacks in the NFL. I definitely am not going to front there. I'm not going to pretend like a lot of Dolphins fans that Josh Allen is trash. He's not. In Alaska, it's almost 5 o'clock here. It's almost 5 p.m. I get up at 4 in the morning for work, and then I get done at around 2-ish. I tell you what I do want to see. I want to see... and we're going to figure this out pretty quick going into this season. We're going to see very quickly where we stack up with the rest of the AFC, because we play the other AFC teams the first 5 weeks, 4 weeks. It's going to be nuts. I can't remember a time that it's been like that where we play all of the AFC East opponents back to back to back. That's going to be cool. So we'll know pretty quick where we stand with the rest of... Yeah, Cliff, I'm in Alaska, dude. About as far away from Miami as you can get. And furthermore, I'm not only in Alaska, I'm in North Pole, Alaska. Yes, it's an actual city. Yep. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, George. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm in Alaska, man. Yeah, Drake May. I think Drake May is going to be a good quarterback. I think he's going to be with the Patriots for a while. I did like what I saw. He's like a little baby, Josh Allen. Thanks for the sub, Cliff. Appreciate that, buddy. um, well, I can't believe there's that many people. There was that many people in here. I think we had like 20 people in here, and I've never had a stream that high. So, thanks for coming in here, guys. Appreciate that. Holy cow, I was not expecting that. I figured since it's been so long since I've been back that it would be kind of a slower night. Dolphins have always struggled against mobile QBs. Well, last year they seemed to do that, didn't they? They had a hard time with mobile QBs, even when they knew the QB was just going to run the ball, like in that Colts game. Richardson couldn't throw the ball 5 yards down the field, and he still ran the ball like every time. Goodness, what a wreck. Like I said, I think that's going to be a little different this year. I think that the defense, especially our defensive line, is going to get a heck of a lot better organic pass rush. And it's gonna lock down these mobile quarterbacks pretty quick. Obviously, Josh Allen's going to be Josh Allen. He's going to have his way. I do not think that Justin Fields is going to run all over Miami. I don't see that happening. I don't think Anthony Richardson in the beginning of the year, our first game against the Colts, I don't think he's going to run all over us. I don't think that's going to happen. But I do think Josh Allen is going to have his normal thing with Miami where he just kind of does Josh Allen things. What I'm hoping for there is a split. I hope we split with the Bills this year. I just want to beat the Bills once. That's what I'm hoping for. Who knows how it'll actually work out. But, I mean, what do I know? I'm just a fan. I'm just a fan. I have opinions just like everybody else. And my opinions right now, I'm not thinking we're going to be the worst in the AFC East for sure. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. You're right, Raphael. Thank you, buddy. I totally forgot about that. Yeah. Anthony Richardson's hurt. So, yeah, it could be. Man, could you imagine if he missed a large part of the season again? Goodness, what a bust. He's missed a lot. And I don't know. I mean, I know Tua's lost some practice or some games too, but missed some games, but not that much. So, ooh, is it? What do you guys think? There is Anthony Richardson worse than Justin Fields? That's a good question. I would almost say. I would say I agree with you, Cosa Nostra. I think that he is worse, mainly just because Justin Fields can throw some passes. Not Justin Fields can't make every pass on the field, but man, Anthony Richardson is a horrible passer. I don't know how he. I don't know. I don't know how he's a quarterback in the NFL. He's just so bad at passes. Yes, we lost to AR-15. Yeah, I don't see that. I don't see that first game against the Colts being a loss. I mean, it could be. Who knows? But I see us getting the W there for sure. Could go any way though, you know. Justin Fields is the Temu version of Jalen Hurts. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's funny. Knockoff brand. That's actually not a bad description either. Yeah, I agree. They shoved him in there pretty quick, and they had a good backup. You know, they had a good quarterback they could have let play, and just kept Richardson. Of course, you guys remember. You remember Flacco said that he didn't want to teach Anthony Richardson how to play quarterback. That wasn't his job description. So maybe that's kind of why. Yeah. Flacco didn't want to be the teacher. Like, why would I want to teach somebody else to take my job? I get it. Oh, man. It's going to be interesting. I cannot wait for some combined practice with other teams. It's going to happen soon, guys. We're almost there. And then we can start getting a better picture of what this team's going to look like. And then once we get that better picture, then we'll have some preseason games and we'll get an even better picture of what this team's going to look like. But for now, right now, we should allow ourselves to be a little bit encouraged. Maybe not. Don't be saying we're going to win the Super Bowl. I'm not saying that. But we're seeing some improvement at positions that weren't looking good at all in the beginning of the season. And the cornerback room is playing well right now. That's all we got. We just got to go with what we have to look at. And we have one padded practice and a handful of non-padded practices so far. But performance aside, what else can we be excited about? Well, you can be excited about a team that wants to play. That looks like they're having a good time. They're enjoying themselves. They're taking it seriously at the same time. They look like they're making an effort to change some things around the team, and I like it. I think they're going to have to kick that other punter. They're going to have to boot him because he ain't going to be playing. It's going to be Stonehouse as the punter. So yeah, they're going to have to boot that other punter. No pun intended. Boot the punter. Yeah, they're going to have to release the other punter. Jake Bailey, I think is his name. Yeah, he was booty hole last year. So yeah, he's got to go. Is that what you were talking about, Raph? Getting rid of Jake Bailey and letting Stonehouse have the kicking duties, the punting duties. No, we don't need to get rid of Sanders. Sanders is good. We need to keep him. Plus, who are we going to have for a kicker if we get rid of him? He's reliable. I think that we should keep him. That's a possibility. Elijah Campbell's been playing decent. Had a good camp so far. It's entirely possible. And that's what I'm looking at right now. Right now, I'm just looking at these individual players and how they develop. This is the time when we see players grow and improve and get better. So, hopefully it works out for us. It could be a cap space move, but my big issue with getting rid of Sanders is we have no other kicker. And even if we sign some other kicker, we're not going to get one that's nearly as good. I mean, Sanders is a good kicker, and he's reliable. And I just think getting rid of him would be a mistake. And we don't want to be the team that misses a bunch of field goals. That's just not good. Who wins that battle? Cosa Nostra, on the Browns? Who wins it? I'm curious. I want to know what you guys think about that. Shedeur and Gabriel. Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders. Who wins that battle? Tell me now. I want to see it. Did you guys see the video about Myles Garrett and Shedeur Sanders joking around today at practice? I thought that was pretty funny. Shedeur walked up to Myles Garrett, and Myles Garrett was like, "What's up, baby?" And he goes, Myles Garrett's like, "What? What do you want right now? Like on offense?" And Shedeur starts laughing, and he goes, "I know you don't want me to." Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Shedeur Sanders has got that shiny to him. So I don't know. We'll see how it ends up working out. Who knows right now, I guess. Lots of cool things going on all over the league, not just with Miami. Yeah, that's part of it. You know, it seems like Sanders is good from 55 under. He does have an occasional miss, but I mean, he's good. I don't want to get rid of Sanders. Yeah. Well, hazing in the military is a whole different level, dude. um, man. All right, so here we are, guys. I'm back. I'm going to be doing live streams much more frequently, putting out my videos again. The preseason is underway. I'm going to be around. Hopefully I gotta get some guys over here and as some guests here once I get this computer set up finalized. Right now I'm waiting on my a better Ethernet cable. So for right now I'm running off Wi-Fi, and that's why my signal is junk. So as soon as that gets fixed here, that should be here tomorrow. The quality will improve a little bit here with the picture. So I want to thank everybody for coming in here. I do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Let's see. Make sure you guys throw a like down on your way out of here. Make sure you guys tell your friends about me. You know, the stupid Alaskan who knows the Miami Dolphins. Come check me out. I appreciate you guys for coming in here. Until I see you guys again, fins up. And please, if you can, just stay hopeful. I mean, don't give up on this team just yet. I'm not. And we'll talk to you guys next time.